punishment. And this idea of punishment is there, looming, as I did in the last picture, with the establishment, this huge brick establishment, is sort of used to impose and threaten the tiny, tiny individual, right? This microscopic bit of a person, right? And that's the structure of the system, right? So that I look at the overarching structure of, for my specific case, the ivory tower and what education has been, and I am directly challenging that notion of what education has been. I mean, I've just published a book on this concept, which will be coming out. Andragogy is the education of adults, and sort of 21st century ways of looking at what I'm doing right now. And not only writing about it academically, but actually practicing it now with you. All of this challenges the establishment. Why? Because the establishment needs to change. But I recognize how infinitesimally small I am compared to the establishment, and on. Right? So, insofar as I recognize that I am going against what the system is telling me I ought to do, you know, publish papers like regular professors do in esoteric journals that nobody's ever going to read, and you guys cite each other so that you get huge cite counts, and it's not really going to be, I'm being facetious here, and it's not really going to be for the general population. And I say, well, you know, in fairness, I do see the importance of doing that, and I do recognize the importance of doing that, and I am contributing to that, but that's not going to be my primary thing. What I'm going to do is this other thing. And they say, well, if you do that, you know, there are consequences, right? And there are. But I'll deal with those consequences when those consequences arise. So the idea is the world then becomes toxic and everything becomes punishment, right? It's either you're going to conform or you're going to be punished for nonconformity, and that's it. All of existence becomes that. Do what I say or be punished for disobeying. There's no gray. And once you have a moral structure like this, you can quickly see how you can adapt this to a political structure. And I've written on this in a piece, and you can get it for free, Politics of Discrimination, where political theory has been used to willfully discriminate against marginalized populations. And in my theories lecture, I talked about, and in my previous section, I talked about how colonialism used law to steal land and impoverish populations and enslave populations, right? So it's profoundly important. Obviously, this is more my interpretation of Nietzsche's text, but you know, my interpretation is well justified within the text. So with that, this will conclude section 8.0.1 of Nietzsche's Will to Power. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. I'm Dr. Jason J. Campbell. Have a good day.